You ever meet someone and feel a chill in your gut, like something is just off? You don't have any proof, no clear evidence, but your body is whispering, run. We don't talk about evil much because it makes us uncomfortable. We want to believe everyone is redeemable, that deep down there's good in everyone. But the truth is, some people choose darkness. They thrive in deception, manipulation, and harm. And our job is to see them clearly before they destroy what we love. So how do we spot an evil person? All right, friends, before we dive in, let's take a quick moment, because here's the deal. This space, it's not just a channel, it's a conversation. It's a place where we show up, get real, and lean into the hard but necessary truths. And the best way to keep this conversation going, hit that like button. Because when you do, you're not just clicking, you're saying this matters. This resonates, subscribe, because growth happens when we keep showing up again and again, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it challenges us. Tap that bell icon. Because let's be honest, life moves fast and we all need reminders to pause, reflect, and tune into the things that make us braver and better. And share, because courage isn't meant to be hoarded. When something moves us, when something sparks something deep inside, we don't keep it to ourselves. We pass it on. All right, let's get started. Evil doesn't always look like the villain in a movie, dressed in black, twirling a mustache and laughing menacingly. No, real evil is subtle. It wears a smile. It speaks in kind tones. It remembers your birthday and brings you coffee just the way you like it, at first. Manipulative people don't walk into your life announcing their intentions. They ease in, slowly earning your trust, making you believe they are someone you can rely on. They listen to your dreams, your fears, your childhood stories. They take notes, they study you, because the more they know, the more power they have. At first, they'll make you feel seen. They'll mirror your interests, your beliefs, your emotions. You'll think, wow, this person really gets me. But over time, the shift happens. They start bending reality. Little by little, they rewrite history right in front of you. They tell you that what you saw didn't really happen, that what you heard was misunderstood. They twist the truth until you start questioning your own mind. They use guilt like a weapon. If you pull away, they'll remind you of all the things they've done for you, how much they've sacrificed, how ungrateful you are for even thinking of leaving. They will make you feel like you owe them, even when all they've done is take. And just when you're ready to walk, when you start recognizing the pattern, they switch tactics. They'll love bomb you, shower you with affection, gifts, apologies. They'll promise change. They'll convince you that they never meant to hurt you, that they're just passionate or misunderstood. They'll find the exact words to make you stay. The cycle continues, and with each turn, you lose a little more of yourself. You start making excuses for them. You tell yourself, maybe I'm overreacting, maybe they're right, maybe I just need to be more patient. But here's the truth. You're not crazy. You're being manipulated. And if someone constantly makes you doubt your reality, your worth, or your instincts, it's not love, it's control. The hardest part of dealing with a manipulator is accepting that you can't fix them. They don't need more of your understanding. They don't need another chance. What they need is distance. Because the only way to win against manipulation is to refuse to play the game. There's a difference between people who make mistakes and people who enjoy the destruction they cause. We all mess up. We all say the wrong thing, act out of anger, or unintentionally hurt someone we care about. But when a good person realizes they've caused pain, they feel remorse, they apologize, they reflect, they try to do better. But there are people, true, deeply harmful people, who enjoy watching others suffer. Gives them a sense of power, makes them feel important. Pain to them is a form of currency, something they can create, control, and manipulate at will. You can see it in the way they speak. They don't just criticize, they cut deep. They don't just tease, they humiliate. They don't just argue, they make you feel small, unworthy, broken. And when you finally react, when you finally show them that their words have gotten to you, they smile. because that's exactly what they wanted. They poke at insecurities like an artist adding detail to a masterpiece. They remember your weaknesses, your past mistakes, the things that make you vulnerable. And when they sense that you're getting too strong, too independent, too confident, they pull out those weapons. They remind you of your worst moments. They laugh at your pain and call it a joke. They dismiss your feelings and call you sensitive. And when they hurt you, they don't feel guilt. They don't feel sadness. Instead, they justify it. You made me do this. If you hadn't acted that way, I wouldn't have reacted this way. It's your fault, not mine. They feed off drama. They love to create conflict, turning friends against each other, planting doubt, spreading rumors, enjoying the chaos from a distance. And when the damage is done, they act as if nothing happened. They move on without a second thought, leaving you to pick up the pieces of the pain they inflicted. And the worst part, if you call them out, they'll flip the script. They'll act offended, like you're the one attacking them. They'll paint themselves as the victim, convincing everyone around them that they were just misunderstood. And suddenly you find yourself apologizing for the very pain they caused. The truth is, people who enjoy hurting others don't change. They don't wake up one day and develop empathy. They don't suddenly grow a conscience. The only way to deal with them is to recognize the pattern and step away. Because no explanation, no reasoning, no kindness will ever turn a cruel heart into a compassionate one. Empathy is what makes us human. It's the ability to step into someone else's shoes, to feel their pain, to celebrate their joy, to connect on a level deeper than words. It's what stops us from hurting people just because we can. It's what makes us pause before saying something cruel, what makes us lose sleep when we know we've wronged someone. It's the voice in our head that says, this isn't right. But an evil person, they don't have that voice. They don't feel that pause. They don't care how their actions affect others, because to them, other people's feelings are nothing more than tools. Things to be used, things to be manipulated. You can see it in the little things. When you share something painful, they don't lean in with concern. They don't say, that must have been hard for you. Instead, they brush it off, change the subject, or worse, use it against you later. When they hurt you, they don't feel remorse. They don't sit with the discomfort of knowing they've caused pain. Instead, they dismiss, deflect, or blame. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. That didn't happen the way you remember. And when you're going through something difficult, grief, heartbreak, stress, they don't offer comfort. They don't say, how can I help? Instead, they find a way to make it about themselves. They will minimize your pain, compare it to their own, or even feel annoyed that you're not giving them the attention they believe they deserve. If you pay close attention, you'll notice a pattern. They only show emotions when it benefits them. They can fake empathy when necessary, when they want something, when they need to keep up appearances, when they know it'll earn them trust. They'll put on the right expressions, say the right words. But if you look closely, the concern doesn't reach their eyes. The warmth doesn't stay. The moment they get what they want, they switch off, like a light that was only temporarily turned on. You'll also see it in how they treat people who can't do anything for them. They might be charming to those they see as valuable, people in power, people they want to impress. But watch how they treat the waiter, the janitor, the stranger asking for help. That's where the truth comes out. A person without empathy is dangerous, not because they're always loud, aggressive, or outwardly cruel, but because they don't see people as people. They see them as objects, as means to an end, as disposable. And when you're no longer useful, they will walk away without a second thought, without closure, without regret. You can't teach someone to feel something they don't have. You can't make them care. The only thing you can do is recognize what you're dealing with and protect yourself. Because waiting for an evil person to develop empathy is like waiting for a snake to grow a conscience. It's never going to happen. Healthy relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, are built on mutual respect. They thrive on trust, compromise, and a deep understanding that both people are equal in worth and value. In a real connection, both people have a voice, both people have the freedom to be themselves, and both people want what's best for each other. But for an evil person, relationships aren't about love, friendship, or respect. They aren't about connection at all. They are about one thing: control. To them, people are not partners, they are possessions. And the goal is not to build something together, but to dominate, manipulate, and dictate every aspect of the relationship. They don't want you to feel independent, strong, or capable. They want you to feel small, uncertain, and dependent on them. Because the more control they have, the less likely you are to leave. Control doesn't always look obvious at first. It doesn't always come in the form of threats or demands. It can start subtly. Little comments that make you doubt yourself, a raised eyebrow when you say you want to go out with friends, a sigh when you talk about your dreams, a casual remark that makes you question if you're being selfish for wanting something of your own. Slowly, they isolate you. They don't come right out and say, I don't want you talking to your friends anymore. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt. I don't think they really care about you. I heard them talking about you behind your back. They don't really understand you like I do. And before you know it, you're alone. The people who once supported you have been pushed away, and the only voice you hear is theirs. They control how you see yourself. If you're too confident, they knock you down a little. If you feel too independent, they remind you how much you need them. If you start realizing your own worth, they do whatever it takes to make you feel like you're nothing without them. And the scariest part, they make you believe it's love. They convince you that their jealousy is proof that they care, that their possessiveness means they don't want to lose you, that their anger is just passion. They make control feel like protection. And before you realize what's happening, you've handed over your freedom without even knowing it. But here's the truth. Love and control cannot exist in the same space. Real love doesn't suffocate. Real love doesn't dictate your choices, your friendships, your dreams. Real love doesn't make you feel trapped. It makes you feel free. An evil person will never love you in the way you deserve because they aren't interested in love. They are interested in power. And the moment you stop feeding their control, the moment you break free and reclaim your own life, they will either lash out or disappear. Because they never wanted you, they only wanted to own you. There's a reason we use phrases like, I had a bad feeling about this, or something just didn't feel right. That's your gut speaking. It's not paranoia, it's not overthinking, it's wisdom, deep, primal, instinctive wisdom that exists to protect you. Long before your brain catches up, your body senses danger. It picks up on microexpressions, slight shifts in tone, inconsistencies in someone's behavior, things that your conscious mind might overlook. Your gut is a survival mechanism honed over thousands of years, whispering to you when something isn't right. But the problem is we've been conditioned to ignore it. Society teaches us to be polite, to give people the benefit of the doubt, to rationalize away our discomfort. We tell ourselves, I'm probably just overreacting. I shouldn't be so judgmental. Maybe I'm imagining things. And in doing so, we silence the very voice that is trying to protect us. Think about the times you've felt uneasy around someone. Maybe you couldn't pinpoint why, but something in their energy felt off. Maybe their words were charming, but their actions didn't match. Maybe their smile didn't quite reach their eyes. Maybe you felt an unexplainable tension in your chest after being around them. And yet, instead of listening to that feeling, you brushed it aside. You told yourself you were being dramatic. You stayed in the conversation, in the friendship, in the relationship, until later when the truth came crashing down and you looked back thinking, I knew it. I felt it from the beginning. Your gut doesn't need logical explanations, doesn't need proof. It senses things on a level deeper than conscious thought. And when you learn to trust it, it can save you from heartache, from betrayal, from walking down a road that leads to pain. But here's the catch. Following your gut requires courage. It means making decisions that might not make sense to others. It means walking away from people who seem fine on the surface, but don't sit right with you. It means setting boundaries before you have hard evidence, before things turn toxic, before you're deep in the mess. It means choosing yourself, even when other people don't understand why. And yes, there will be moments when you second guess yourself. Moments when you wonder if you're being too cautious, too guarded, too skeptical. But let me tell you this. It is far better to walk away from a situation that feels wrong than to stay in it and realize too late that you should have trusted yourself all along. Your intuition is not an inconvenience. It is not something to apologize for. It is your greatest defense against manipulation, against deception, against evil itself. So the next time your gut speaks, listen. Before your mind tries to reason it away, before you explain it into silence, before you give someone the benefit of the doubt at the cost of your own peace, listen. Because your gut already knows the truth. It always has. Calling out evil, naming it, standing against it takes courage, and courage is uncomfortable. It means setting boundaries. It means walking away. It means saying no more. But listen to me. You don't owe anyone your peace. You don't owe anyone your energy. And you sure as hell don't owe anyone access to your soul. Surround yourself with people who make you feel safe. And when you spot evil, don't negotiate, don't explain, just leave. Because your light is too precious to waste on someone who lives in the dark. Thank you.